Namaskaram. In this episode, we are going to talk about a book launch. In fact, two books are going to be launched today, and both these books have been authored by Subbarama Dikshitar. You must have heard of Subbarama Dikshitar. He belongs to the Dikshita Parampara and also the adopted son of Baluswami Dikshitar. He stands tall as a person who preserved the music of his tradition, his parampara. He lived between 1839 and 1906. Subbarama Dikshitar happened to be a Vainika and also a part of the Yatayapuram court as a musician. Subbarama Dikshitar authored three important works at the beginning of the last century. One was the Sangeeta Sampradaya Pradarshini, which was brought out in 1904, and the other two were Pratamabhyasapustakamu of Subbarama Dikshitar and the Samskrta Andhra Dravida Kirtanalu, where the compositions of Krishna Samayya were notated by Subbarama Dikshitar and brought out. There were many people who were very supportive of these endeavours. One was Chinnaswamy Mudaliar, a superintendent in the Madras Government Secretariat and a great connoisseur of music, who motivated Subbarama Dikshitar to bring out the Pradarshini. He told him not to hide any details regarding the music of his wonderful parampara. In fact, in those days, people did not share the music that they learned from their gurus or from their particular parampara. It was always kept hidden and secret within that lineage. With Mudaliar's help, Subbarama Dikshitar actually brought out a new system of notation with symbols to indicate different swara varieties, gamakas and melodic nuances. He combined the usage of both staff notation and indigenous ones. Staff notation was used for Anya swaras, and this system was uniformly adopted in all his three works. He earned the respect and esteem of the great Vishnu Narayan Bhatkande, who was travelling to South India. Bhatkande has written a preface to the Pratamabhyasapustakamu, praising the Maharaja as well as Subbarama Dikshitar. I am reading part of his preface. Subbarama Dikshitar, one of the greatest authorities on Carnatic music and a genuine representative of the Dikshita school, and it goes on that way. The Maharaja of Yatayapuram was another person who was greatly supportive of the publications that Subbarama Dikshitar wanted to bring about. A contemporary of Subbarama Dikshitar was Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati, who was also the court poet of Yatayapuram. He composed a eulogy after the demise of Subbarama Dikshitar. It is in Tamil, and the English meaning goes like this: just like it is said that the virtue of charity was gone with Karna, bravery with Arjuna, it would be right to say that with the loss of Subbarama Dikshitar, the essence of music has been lost to us.
கண்ணனோடு கொடையை போயிற்று உயர்கம்ப நாடனுடன் கவிதை போயிற்று அரிய புகழ் பார்த்தனோடு வீரமகன்றதென உரைப்பரான்றோர் நகனின்றகலாதோன் அருட்சுப்பராமனும் இணையிலா விற்பனோடு சுப்பராமனும் இணையிலா விற்பனோடு சுவை மிகுந்த பண்பளனும் அகன்றதென பகரலாமே.
There is a story behind how this book came about. Actually, the Maharaja of Yatayapuram felt that the Sangeeta Sampradaya Pradarshini was meant for advanced students of music, and he wanted something of a primer, something for beginners to be brought out. And that is why he suggested to Subbarama Dikshitar to bring out some book which would start with the beginning lessons, and therefore it would be useful for a student of music. And it was also printed at the Vidya Vilasini press at Yatayapuram. The book has two sections. The first part of the first section gives details of swara names, symbols used in the book for different swara varieties, and a very interesting veena chart. indicating placement of notes on the frets, methods of tuning the strings in the veena, and playing techniques. The second portion of the first part contains early lessons in Carnatic music, Sarali, Janta Varase, Alankaras, Pillari Geetams, etc. Here he also mentions that these exercises can be rendered in Akara and Ikara as well as including Sahitya. The second section of the book contains Kirtanas, Chaukavarnas, Tanavarnas, Padas and 2 Mangalams. 28 Kirtanas of Tyagaraja are given. This again is very interesting. Actually, Subbarama Dikshitar had earlier promised that he would bring out a book with Tyagaraja Kritis exclusively. And unfortunately, he passed away before he could do that. But fortunately, this Pratamabhyasapustakamu carries 28 Kirtanas of Tyagaraja. 11 Kirtanas of Muthuswami Dikshitar are included. It's interesting that 33 Notuswaras are also included in this work. We now come to the next book, which is the Samskrta Andhra Dravida Kirtanamulu. Krishna Samayya actually lived in Tirunelveli. He was a member of the Bar Council, but he had a very close association with the Maharaja of Yatiyapuram. In fact, Subbarama Dikshitar's friendship with Krishna Samayya goes many years ago, about even 30 years before this book was published. When they would sit together and Krishna Samayya would actually write the Sahitya and Subbarama Dikshitar would notate the song, set the tune to the song. And that is how, when in 1906 they decided to bring out these books, they were already notated and tuned and ready for publication.
Sa sa da pa ma ga ri ga ma da pa ma pa ga ma ri ga sa ri ni sa da ni pa da ni ri ga ma sa ri sa da pa ma ga ma pa da sa ri sa ga ri sa ri ri ni sa da ni sa pa da ni sa ma ga ma pa da ni sa ri ga ma ga ri sa ri sa da pa ma ga pa ma ga ri sa da pa da ni sharade mahita shubha guna vidhrita mani valaya vilasita सकल विमल मति सुकृत नुतिशत मुदित मुखि कुटिल विपुल घन समचि पुर विकसित सुर बिल कुसुम घटि विघटित रुचिर रशन बहुमत निधि मति जय जय शारदे सदाश्रये.
These compositions are in beautiful Sanskrit, some of them are in Telugu and some of them are in Tamil, and that is how it gets the name Samskrta, Andhra for Telugu, Dravida for Tamil, Samskrta Andhra Dravida Kirtanamulu. There are about 30 Samskrta Kirtanas, 14 Telugu, 13 Tamil and a Mangalam. Krishna Samayya's Kirtanas have a signature where he deals with beautiful Swara passages. The very popular Rudrapriya composition Amba Paradevate has a beautiful Swara section.
Ri ga ma pa da ni pa ma ga ri sa ni pa ma pa ga ri ga ni ga ri ma ga ri pa ma ni pa ma ga ri sa ni pa ma ga ri ma sa pa ma ga ri ni pa ma ma ga ri sa ni pa ma ga ri ga ma pa da ni sa ri ga ri.
These Kirtanas are noteworthy for their simple, elegant Sahitya and for the ease of rendition. With this, now we move on to the most exciting part of this evening, which is the actual book launch of the Pratamabhyasapustakamu and the Samskrta Andhra Dravida Kirtanamulu.
The Music Academy has a long tradition of bringing out valuable books on music. It has been found that many noteworthy books of Muthuswami Dikshitar's lineage have been inaccessible to many musicians in the early part of the last century as they were in Telugu. The Music Academy took the initiative of bringing out the magnum opus, the Sangeeta Sampradaya Pradarshini, in 5 volumes in Tamil in the 60s. Subsequently, it was brought out in English. There remained 2 more books of Subbarama Dikshitar which remained unknown and needed to be transliterated from Telugu. It was decided to publish these books in English. I am happy to launch the 2 books, Pratamabhyasapustakamu of Subbarama Dikshitar, as well as the Samskrta, Andhra, Dravida, Kirtanalu, composed by Krishna Samayya and set to tune by Subbarama Dikshitar. For the first time in the history of the Music Academy, we are not only having a digital music festival, but also bringing out e-books. However, limited copies of the book will be available in print also. I commend the efforts of the Research Center, particularly its director, Dr. Meenakshi Sumati Krishnan, and its head of research, Dr. Sumitra Vasudev, in undertaking this valuable work and continuing the tradition of bringing out rare books.
We thank Sri N. Murali, President of the Music Academy Madras, for launching the 2 books today. Thank you viewers for watching our wonderful book launch. For those who want to buy it, details are all available on the Academy website. The Music Academy Madras takes great pride in bringing these 2 volumes to you today. The Pratamabhyasapustakamu of Subbarama Dikshitar, the Samskrta Andhra Dravida Kirtanalu of Krishna Samayya and Subbarama Dikshitar, thus making the treasures of the Dikshita Parampara as well as the songs of Krishna Samayya available to students, rasikas and musicians alike. Namaskaram.